times when people are fast asleep or when those who really matter are relatively far from the action. Such was the case with the Gasamakunda family in Bakau Newtown. An inferno ripped through their houses and utterly destroyed valuables worth thousands of dollars. Well, we hope to bring you details of that report in our 10 o'clock news bulletin. The Director General of the President's Alternative Treatment Program, Dr. Tamsir Mbow, informs the general public that on the 17th January 2014, there will be the 7th Breakthrough Celebrations at Kanilai from 5 p.m. under the leadership of His Excellency Sheikh Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Ejiji Jame. All cultural groups, CFOs, alcalos, students, and government and other institutions and treated individuals and their respective family members are invited to the mega event, which will be held in grand style. There will be a lot of surprises. Those who may seek further information can reach Dr. Tamsinbo on 9914535. Stay Green Foundation, an environmentally friendly group, is also not relenting in its quest to strengthen its anti-bushfire crusade. The organization recently had a training session with farmers in Lower and Upper Nyumi to, among other things, stop burning the bush. Ibrahim Balde reports.
The season is in full swing. The farmers, it seems, are not very busy. For now, the concentration is on something else. Stay Green Foundation, known for their eco-friendly activities in the North Bank region, are setting the pace once more. Side by side with the Department of Forestry, Stay Green Foundation is continuing with what it had started years back, containing bushfires in this region. The frequent emergence of bushfires has had an adverse effect on the country's forest cover. Tasked with the responsibility of sensitizing farmers on ways and means of replenishing the forest, Stay Green Foundation is not relenting in its quest to highlight the message.
We have been making, along with Forestry Department, bushfire campaign, anti-bushfire campaign, anti-bushfire campaign, and still the impact is very low. So what is happening today, with the help of the Jeffsonal grant, what we are trying to do today, is organizing a management plan, an anti-bushfire management work. This workshop, the rationale is, can the communities from Jokadu, Upper Nyomi, and Lower Nyomi come up with district plans to reduce the occurrence of bushfire?
Being the administrative headquarters of the environmentally friendly group, farmers in the Lower and Upper Nyomi have benefited numerous training sessions on ways and means of saving the trees in this region. The message has always centered on prevention. If anything, bushfires do not only destroy the environment, it has the potential to hinder the growth and intellectual development of future generations. The farmers know the significance of these training sessions, as it will go a long way towards reorienting them with some of the issues they face on a daily basis.
But the starting point is at the ground level, the communities. Because it's not the monkeys, it's not the birds, it's not the reptiles that causes bushfire. It is we, the people, that causes bushfire. Some of us, we do it just because of self-respect. So organizing an anti-bushfire management workshop will definitely pay some dividend. Those people from Jokadu can come together and organize a sort of a work plan to fight bushfire. The same with those people from Upper Nyomi, the same with those from Lower Nyomi.
It doesn't only stop here. In fact, this training session may not stop the frequent emergence of bushfires, but it can make them change the way they view the forest. Ibrahim Balde, Grts News.
While talks are going on in a bid to control the problem in South Sudan, there is no let-up in the fighting between forces loyal to the government and former Vice President Riek Machar. When we come back, we'll also take a look at what else is making news in Iraq. Welcome back. The Iraqi army has been deployed into the Sunni heartland of Fallujah in an attempt to recapture the city, which was taken by elements of the Al-Qaeda-linked group, the Islamic State of Iraq, and the Levant. The deployment comes hot on the heels of a similar assault on the country of Ramadi, which was recaptured from rebel control. As we hear in this CFI report, the violence has added to the climate of suspicion between the Shia-dominated government and its Sunni minority.
Force in Ramadi after a week of fighting. The fighting is in Anbar province west of Baghdad. The army was patrolling Saturday in the city, which is partly controlled by Sunni jihadists.
We are now in the area of Tash and fighting against Al-Qaeda forces.
These Sunni rebels are a coalition of anti-government tribal fighters and the Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant group, linked to Al-Qaeda. They control several cities in the province, including Fallujah. Against them are the Iraqi regular army forces, also seeking support among tribal fighters.
The army is providing the tribes with weapons and everything they need to do battle with the terrorists. I hope to God that this issue of expelling these armed groups will be resolved soon, perhaps in a day or two.
According to an Iraqi official, the army was preparing a major attack on the city of Fallujah on Sunday after giving civilians enough time to flee. Shiite Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki addressed Sunnis who, without supporting al-Qaeda, are still anti-government.
They have been involved, without knowing it, in supporting al-Qaeda projects and protecting it in several ways, including giving media and political support. Now they are responsible for the consequences that our forces face.
In these Sunni strongholds of Ramadi and Fallujah, people are angry with the Shiite-dominated government, and that anger is growing. More than 160 people have been killed recently in and around the two cities.
African Union mediators have urged the two sides in the South Sudan crisis to get over their differences and reconcile. The call comes as both sides continue another day of negotiations without any success so far. Meanwhile, fighting is continuing on the ground as government troops and rebels loyal to former Deputy President Riek Machar fight for control of the strategic towns in Jonglei and Unity States. Details in this report.
Same room. On one side, representatives of the South Sudanese President Salva Kiir, and on the other, the rebel camp of Riek Machar, his former vice president. On Saturday, they finally met in Addis Ababa.
We envisage a rapid agreement on the cessation of hostilities and ceasefire arrangements in order to create a conducive atmosphere for addressing outstanding political issues.
The negotiations were supposed to get down to details today, Sunday. However, on the ground, the situation is extremely tense. The IGAD, the regional group organizing the talks, is using all of its weight to try to calm things down after 3 weeks of clashes.
You shouldn't allow this senseless war to continue. You need to stop it, and you need to stop it today.
South Sudan is far from a peaceful solution. Heavy fighting is continuing in a number of regions there.
Over 1 million internally displaced people in the Central African Republic are in urgent need of humanitarian assistance, according to the United Nations. Also in Mali, 1,000 soldiers have completed their military training as part of efforts to rebuild the country's armed forces following its humiliating defeat at the hands of the Tuareg rebels and Al-Qaeda fighters. And over 40,000 people have taken part in a festival in the South African city of Cape Town. We have more on these and other stories in this CFI roundup.
Tens of thousands of displaced people in the Central African Republic. The UN says nearly 1 million people have fled the fighting since Seleka